Chapter 600, Correct Reaction. Has something happened to the mirror world fragment? Jenna was taken aback for a moment before she tensed up. This was unprecedented. The mirror world fragment had never exhibited such behavior before, leaving Jenna puzzled as to its sudden activity. Her mind raced, attempting to decipher its significance. Could there be a disturbance in the special mirror world itself? Or perhaps someone in close proximity to me is closely involved with the special mirror world. Could this be a lead in Franca's mirror people investigations? Jenna's instincts urged her to scan her surroundings, searching for the source of the mirror world fragment's disturbance. Jenna controlled herself just in time as a realization hit her. If this phenomenon was caused by someone closely tied to the special mirror world, there was a high chance that the sensation was mutual. In simpler terms, while the fragment trembled slightly, there should be some anomaly on the person's body, detectable only by themselves. They, too, were searching for the source of the problem. Under such circumstances, hastily surveying her surroundings might lead to discovery by the other party. A thunderous strike might follow. Maintaining her composure, Jenna slowly moved out the door, her eyes fixed on the road ahead. During this process, like many spectators, she turned her head slightly and glanced at the wall clock in the theater's foyer to confirm the time. 11:05 p.m. After noting the time, Jenna returned to the foyer through the exit. The spectators around her dispersed, and the place gradually became less crowded. Jenna's mirror world fragment fell silent, no longer trembling abnormally. Just now, there was no one in the foyer, and the mirror world fragment didn't tremble when I watched the theater performance. This means that for the abnormality to happen, both parties need to be close to each other, no more than 5 meters apart, like when we were squeezing for the exit in the foyer. Now, is everything back to normal because the distance between them has widened again? Jenna's thoughts raced as she fully displayed her theatrical acting skills. Like ordinary spectators, she left the foyer and arrived on the street. She boarded a rental carriage belonging to the Imperial Carriage Company and paid 2.5 Vril d'Or in advance, her heart aching. If the subway and public carriages were still running at this hour, she wouldn't have taken a rental carriage back to Quartier de la Cathédrale, commemorative from Quartier de la Maison d'Opéra. Quartier de la Cathédrale commemorative, apartment 702, 9 Rue Orsay. Jenna recounted her encounter to Franca and asked, "Did the mirror world fragment on you tremble slightly around 11:05? "No," Franca replied with unusual certainty. Without waiting for Jenna to make a judgment, she smiled awkwardly and quickly added, "I don't think so. As you know, my mirror world fragment is stored in my traveler's bag. Even if there's a tremor, I can't sense it." As Jenna couldn't help but roll her eyes, Franca tersely acknowledged and said, "Do you suspect that the abnormality in the special mirror world caused a general change? If that's the case, even if the item is in the traveler's bag, I should be able to sense it spiritually. It's impossible to completely ignore it. Besides, when we put these two fragments together, there's never been a tremor. The probability of me encountering a mirror people is very high. Or is it a member of a specific branch of the Tamara family?" Jenna said as she walked to the full-body mirror in the living room. She stroked the surface and whispered the secret subject she wanted to inquire about. The full-body mirror's surface quickly darkened, surging with illusory water waves. Jenna began magic mirror divination. At approximately 23:05 last night, the area within a 10-meter radius of me. At approximately 23:05 last night, the area within a 10-meter radius of me. After repeating it 3 times, the deep, dark mirror lit up. In the light, Jenna saw herself in a bonnet, the theater exit connected to the theater foyer, and the audience and attendants standing within 10 meters of her. The spirit world faithfully recorded all this information. The reflection in the mirror held a dynamic quality, not static or rigid. Jenna swiftly observed a woman standing a few meters ahead, abruptly turning to survey the people around her. Donned in a black veiled hat, the lady, seemingly in her 30s, sported light eyebrows, bright yellowish eyes, and a white complexion from makeup. While not conventionally beautiful, she exuded elegance through her well-chosen attire. Despite her refined appearance, the lady appeared to lose her composure, scanning the surroundings as if searching for a lost lover. There's something off about her. She reacted to the mirror world fragment, Franca remarked as she joined Jenna, analyzing the image in the full-body mirror. But it's been over an hour, and she hasn't initiated any counter-divination. Is she careless or utterly unfamiliar with the process? Jenna nodded. Can you discern anything else? Nothing more. Franca suddenly slapped her forehead. Gosh, we should have asked Anthony to take a look. A spectator would surely glean more information. You're right, Jenna was caught off guard. They still weren't used to seeking Anthony's assistance. Jenna suggested, let's get Anthony tomorrow morning. Calling him over this late might lead to misunderstandings. Besides, it's not an urgent matter. Yes, he might get the wrong idea, Franca quickly realized. The next morning, after observing the scene through the magic mirror divination, Anthony pondered and commented. Her clothes were custom made, suggesting a well-off family background. Despite looking a bit lost after surveying the surroundings, she may lack knowledge about the mirror world and its corresponding fragments. This contradicts her ability to make the mirror world fragment tremble. The answer often lies in the point of contradiction. Her walking style indicates good etiquette training, but her status at home isn't particularly high. Franca couldn't help but twitch her lips as she listened to the newly advanced hypnotist dissect the target layer by layer. It felt like she had no secrets left from him. Spectators are truly terrifying. On the other hand, Jenna listened attentively, finding similarities with character analysis in drama acting class, but more concrete and detailed. In a daze, she felt transported back to Theater de Alanchen Cage a Pigeons, listening to her teacher's lecture. These characteristics won't help us locate her directly. They can only offer certain clues, Anthony concluded. Understood, character profiling, Franca replied in a professional tone. Anthony took out a piece of paper, picked up a pencil, and began sketching based on his impressions, intending to track her through various channels. Casually, Franca asked, how did you deduce that the lady's clothes were custom made? Having once been a man and transformed into a woman with a potion, she remained fixated on the beauty of clothing and dresses. She didn't care about the store or tailor. Jenna couldn't tell either, as before becoming a witch, she hadn't reached the level to customize her clothes. Anthony looked up at the two demonesses. After becoming a spectator, especially as an information broker, I've deliberately honed my observation skills. I recognize the materials and characteristics of most of Trier's ready-to-wear shops and the styles of many famous tailors. The lady's dress clearly doesn't come from any ready-to-wear shops. Franca and Jenna revealed somewhat embarrassed expressions. Fortunately, Anthony was engrossed in his sketch and hadn't noticed their reactions. Port Santa. Nulfi, clad in a blouse and a light-colored jacket, escorted Batna to the dock. Batna, sporting a half-top hat, adjusted his rapier and cautiously inquired, "Are you really planning to stay here?" Nulfi calmly responded, "I'm already a combat nun of the Fertility Order. It's just now dawning on me that the sea prayer ritual isn't about gaining power and making a pact with an evil god. It's about protection. It's an act of self-sacrifice." In the past, members of the Fisheries Guild used their influence and wealth to entice others into becoming the governor of the sea and maidens of the sea. Now, they've pledged to the Earth Mother's Church and the Fertility Order. Going forward, they'll inform potential candidates of the possible challenges and consequences beforehand, allowing them to make their own choices. I want to stay here and oversee this. That's good too, Batna sighed. Unfortunately, my destiny lies in sea adventures, and I can't remain in one place. The lovely and endearing Nulfi nodded. I understand. She asked sincerely, do you wish to have a child here? No, and never mind, Batna stammered. I'm not mentally prepared to be someone else's father. He didn't want his child to turn into a humanoid lizard in the future. Nulfi expressed regretfully, all right. Waving her hand, she turned around and walked away from the dock. After a few steps, she abruptly turned back, revealing a bright and beautiful smile. Regardless, I'm grateful that you could accompany me out to sea. Without waiting for Batna's response, Nulfi redirected her gaze and hastened her pace, leaving the dock. Batna stood there, Nalfi's final smile lingering in his mind. Her words of joy echoed in his ears, and he suddenly felt a sense of loss. After Nalfi's figure vanished from the dock, the adventurers slowly boarded the ship, returning to Port Farim. In the evening, inside the ship's bar, Lumion raised a glass of amber sugar wine and addressed the patrons at the bar counter. "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually a magician. I can showcase an illusionary magic trick for you right now." He gestured towards the window. "Look outside." Instinctively, the patrons glanced out the window and noticed that the surrounding waves had surged to a height of more than 10 meters at some point, resembling a mountain. Just as they blinked, the terror-inspiring scene disappeared once again. Clap, 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 the patrons applauded Lumion's brilliant magic trick.